Hey guys, hope you guys had a great week. Um, there is an emotion that happens when someone gets something that you believe was supposed to be yours, or not necessarily was supposed to be yours, but you were hoping for that or you were praying for that. And in most cases, we don't know how to deal with someone getting something that you were praying for, that you were hoping for, and that emotion is called jealousy. And sometimes it can be a very bad motivator, but it happens. It happens. There are so many cases where people did something bad because they were jealous. Like, this was supposed to be my turn, but you got it. Like, that kind of jealousy. But there's also some things that, like, you can be like, it was supposed to be my turn, but I maybe I was not ready, and then let me fix that. But I know that doesn't happen as much. But the point I'm trying to make is jealousy has caused so many deaths, and that is the lesson that we are going to learn in today's teaching. So hang in there with us. So last time we read about David returning. David returning to, yeah, is it? Yeah, David returned. I don't remember the name of the city, but yeah, Jerusalem. David returned, but he was mourning the first few days, which kind of hurt the people because they were like, after all the work that we did, and now we have to hide because the king is mourning. But then Job called him to order, and then everything was fine again. So now, today we are going to learn about David pardoned a lot. I think everyone basically, because uh, I don't think there's anyone that he decided to kill. But then he also promoted Amasa, who was the head of the commander of Absalom's army. So he promoted that person over his own commander, who had been working with him for his entire life, like from the time that he was running away from Saul, like all throughout, when all of these challenges were going on, Job was still there. But then now, because David was getting tired of Job's lawlessness, he decided to just punish him by promoting his enemy. And yeah, that's where we kind of left it off. But today we're going to read 2 Samuel chapter 20, verse 1 until verse 24. So it's not that long, but yeah. Okay, the rebellion of Sheba. Now, there happened to be there a worthless man whose name was Sheba, the son of Bichri, a Benjaminite, and he blew a trumpet and said, "We have no portion in David, and we have no inheritance in the son of Jesse, every man to his tent, O Israel." Like, the first time I read this, it kind of made me laugh because, like, the writer here is just outright just saying Sheba is a worthless man. So you can see that already he doesn't like him. But then as we read, we see that Sheba is kinda feeding all the doubt of the Israelites. Because remember, just a few chapters before, they were fighting that, King David, they don't really have a share in the king because he's from the tribe of Judah. And obviously, if you remember, Israel, the tribes of Israel were like 12, 14. So everyone is complaining that, no, we don't have a share in the king. So they were fighting about that, and then Judah won. They had fiercer words. And then now Sheba is coming after all of this, saying, "We have no portion in David, and we have no inheritance in the son of Jesse. Every man to his tent, O Israel." So he's kinda already feeding off of the doubts that the Israelites had. And it seems like it's working. So all the men of Israel withdrew from David and followed Sheba, the son of Bichri. But the men of Judah followed their king steadfastly from the Jordan to Jerusalem. So, mind you, just 2 minutes ago, well, not literally 2 minutes, but just a few chapters ago, they were fighting for David, to have David living with them. So now they give up on him just like that, saying that we don't have a portion in him, so he's not our king. So this kind of tells me that this is how these people felt all along. Because remember, Saul, the first king of Israel, was from the tribe of Benjamin. So this is I think the northern tribe, because Judah was the southern tribe. Yeah, Judah was the northern. So the southern tribe is basically saying that we don't have a share in King David, but the northern won that debate. But then now someone just says like, yeah, we don't have a share, so everyone, let's just go home, and they all just go. It's like yeah, interesting. You were just fighting for me 2 minutes ago, and then now you just leave me like that. But it's kind of good to see that Judah, at least they're still faithful to their king. I mean, they had no other choice either. So, and David came to his house at Jerusalem, and the king took the 10 concubines who he had left to care for the house, and put them in a house under guard, and provided for them, but did not go into them. So they were shut up until the day of their death, living in as if in widowhood. Like I know David is not the best. I don't know. I don't even know what to say, but I kind of don't like this part, especially speaking from a woman's perspective. Like, they were essayed by his own son. Remember, these women had to stay behind to protect the house, and they were essayed because of David's disobedience and killing. Obviously, I don't think he put it together, but because of that, these women had to stay behind and take care of David's property. Now, the thanks they got was they were as aid, and on top of that, now they were put aside. They were just put in a corner where they were just taken care of as if their husbands were dead. I do understand that the king's concubines basically had no life after the king's death, but because remember, in the earlier chapters after King Saul died, Abner slept with Saul's concubine, and I don't remember the son's last name, but that son kind of had an issue like, hey, why would you do that? That was my father. You disrespected my father. So Absalom did that to his own father, and David was willing to forgive him. And yeah, but then basically the concubines after Saul's death were just supposed to be single, and David now is just making sure that even before he dies, these concubines will remain single. Honestly, most of the time I read this the Bible, like especially the King David days, I mean the King's days, I'm so grateful that I was not born in those days, because I would either be a poor slave, I would most likely be a poor slave, than, I don't know, I feel like, yeah, okay, we are getting off track, but I don't know. I'm kind of not happy that this woman made a very, very huge sacrifice, but the thanks they got was just to be left aside as if nothing happened. But David was willing to forgive his son for even trying to kill him. So just find that a bit interesting. Like, It's funny how a lot of men would forgive a man or anyone for trying, ooh, sorry, anyone for trying to kill them, but they will not forgive their wife for being essayed in front of him or otherwise. It's kind of weird. I do understand that you're thinking that my delicate little flower was trodden on, but it still happened to that flower. It's not just about you. So they kind of are forgetting everything else that happened to them, and it's all now just about them. And they were not even affected, or they were not even there. So they're not considering what the women went through. And now he's just like, yeah, oh, it's fine, I'll just take care of you, but I'm not going where my son went. This woman went through the same humiliation, if not worse. Remember, Absalom had slept with them on top of the roof where everyone was watching. So I can understand why David is like, yeah, I mean, but still, man, okay. Yeah, but you can be a victim of a crime, but as long as it's not sexual, men can forgive. But uh, I think that's why we are the stronger vessels, honestly. Okay, let's get into verse 4. Then King said to Amasa, call the men of Judah together to me within 3 days and be here yourself. Um, so remember, the men of Judah were basically the mighty men that were following Absalom and Amasa. So the tribe of Judah also had deserted David, but then Amasa was like trying to get them back. So he had to go and gather all the men and come back within 3 days. So we don't know why, if it was for them to deal with Sheba, but then yeah. So Amasa went to summon Judah, but he delayed beyond the time that he had been appointed. So he was supposed to get all these men of Judah for whatever purpose. It could have been, yes, to deal with Sheba, but because he delayed, now maybe just David just wanted to talk to them to find out, like, hey, uh, what happened, guys? But yeah, that happened. And David said to Abishai, like, remember now that Amasa has been delayed 3 days. So Amasa's first assignment, he was late. He failed it. And David said to Abishai, remember Abishai is Job's brother. Now Sheba, the son of Bichri, will do us more harm than Absalom. Take your Lord's servant and pursue him, lest he get himself to fortified cities and escape from us. So now David is telling Abishai and not Job. Like, remember, Abishai, yes, is still a mighty man, but I think Job kind of had the higher position. Yeah, but yeah, David is still kind of upset at Job. So he's calling Abishai, like, hey, can you... Now, I can see that Sheba, this man, is going to be a bigger problem, more worse than what Absalom did. So take my servants and pursue him, or else he will get into a fortified city and escape there. Because if he goes into the fortified city, they will not be able to go after him. So basically, according to David, this is the worst thing that had ever happened to him. Saul, his children, Absalom, and a whole other, I don't necessarily remember, they were not as bad, but Sheba is a bit worse. I'm thinking still Absalom is still the worst because he betrayed his own father, and Sheba was able to do what he did because of what Absalom started. So he's still not wanting to put the blame on his son. I guess love can kind of make you blind to other things, I guess. And there went out after him Job's men, and the Cherethites, and the Pelethites, and all the mighty men. They went from Jerusalem to pursue Sheba, the son of Bishri. So everyone went. The Cherethites, the Pelethites, the Cherethites, the Pelethites, and all the mighty men. They all followed Sheba. They pursued Sheba. They wanted to deal with them. Like, yeah, imagine so many people after you because you said no. I do understand. I think I do understand that he kind of has to be taken care of. I'm just saying, like, if he had the same energy with Absalom, a lot of this wouldn't have happened. But yeah, when they were at the great stone is in the that is in Gibeon, Amasa came to meet them. So I don't understand why Amasa didn't go directly to King David, but I can kind of understand it because the the mission was to go get the men of Judah. And what would be the point of getting all the men of Judah and bringing them to the king if there is a war or battle about to start? So I kind of can understand, but that kind of thinking also led him to where he is now. Now Job was wearing a soldier's garment, and over it was a belt with a sword in its sheath fastened on his thigh, and he went forward in and as he went forward it fell out. So he had Job had a sword on let's just say a belt, and then it was on his thigh, and then as he was walking it kind of fell, and then like he didn't unlock it, like actually take it out to show that it was intentional, but it just basically the opportunity presented itself. And Job said to Amasa, "It is well with you, my brother." Remember their cousins too. "It is well with you." And Job took Amasa by the beard with his right hand and kissed him. So just obviously I don't have a beard, but just grabbed him by the beard and mwah. So it's giving uh on the lips, cause on like kissing on the lips was not always sexualized. So yeah, I can see that here too. So he just grabbed him like it was a form of greeting. It's just that yeah, lately everything has been hypersexualized. So he just grabbed him by the beard and then he kissed him. But Amasa did not observe the sword that was in Job's hand. So Amasa did not see that sword. He just thought, "Hey, my cousin, we're going to work together. I see you. I see you." So Job struck him with it in the stomach and spilled his entrails to the ground without striking a second blow, and he died. So just one swipe, zoop, and everything in Amasa just spilled out, and then the intestines, the everything just fell to the ground, and he died with just one blow. It is said that um obviously to be killed by your own relative, that is horribly sad, but also uh it Amasa didn't suspect anything. He just thought, okay, I understand that like things were not PG with me and all my people, but he certainly was not expecting it. A promotion that would end up with him dying the first day of his work. That's the kind of jealousy that I was talking about. That sometimes you can be like, I've heard of videos of people killing their friends because they found out that their friends got jobs abroad, or they got job offers, or they were getting married and they poisoned them, which is sad because if you know your our God and Savior, you know that His blessings are enough for all of us. But of course, if you don't know Him, you'll be like, no, you can't get this if I'm not getting it. So this is basically how Amasa felt. I mean, how Job felt. He was like, if I'm not going to get promoted, you are certainly not going to be promoted over me. Especially since I have been here for the longest time. So I can understand where his jealousy is coming from, but still, it could have been sorted out with a few drinks, but then that wouldn't be a true reflection of Job's character, because in the end you kind of can see that this is really a lawless man. Life means nothing to him. If uh, killing you means getting what he wants, then by all means you are gone. So yeah, and it's kind of sad and disappointing that jealousy, yes, can drive people to kill each other, but also that David didn't think this far. He just thought, um, remember, hiring Amasa meant Judah comes with him. That's why he also wanted to get Judah. But then he didn't think about how Job would react to all of this. And obviously, even if he did, he probably would be like, I am the king. So, Job, I cannot be afraid of my own servant. So, yeah, it's kind of sad. But I guess in the end, Amasa and Absalom and that other first commander, the three leading horsemen of Absalom's army, were all dead. All died just like that. And Job and Abishai, his brother, pursued Sheba, the son of Bichri. So Job killed Amasa, and then after that, he just got his brother and they left. Mind you, Amasa came with the men from Judah, and obviously Job was not alone either. And one of Job's young men took his stand by Amasa and said, whoever favors Job and whoever is for David, let him follow Job. And basically standing by someone the innocent man who was killed. Like, if you are with Job and David, follow Job. It's okay, you can go. But if you stay here, it means that you're not with them. It's kind of telling me that the community was also getting tired of how life is not valued here. I mean, are we ever really safe if people are killed just because there were one or two issues, misunderstandings? So no one is ever really safe. So, and Amasa lay wallowing in his blood in the highway, and everyone who came by seeing him stood. And when the men saw that all the people stood, he carried Amasa out of the highway into the field and threw a garment over him. So basically, after Job killed Amasa and Job left, this young man just stood by Amasa and said, like, if you guys want to go, you can go, no issues. But he decided to stay. And then now, when everyone sees that this man is standing there, other people now come and join. They see a man dead there in the street and blood all over, and yeah. So they're thinking, they are all there, stuck, like not moving. So he's like, okay, let me at least honor this man. So he took him from the highway, just basically where everyone was, and then he covered his body. And when he was when he and when he was taken out of the highway, all the people went on after Job to pursue Sheba, the son of Bichri. It's like just like that. The 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 trance was over. Because remember, they just stood there. They were supposed to be following Job because, like, the mission was to get Sheba. But as soon as they saw Amasa, everyone just stood there. And then, as soon as this young man honored Amasa, everyone forgot about everything, and then they just followed Job like that. Interesting. So this was all just a show. Oh, yeah. And Sheba passed through all the tribes of Israel to Abel the Abel Bemaka and all the Besharite. So remember, Sheba was a Besharite, so Bichri, so a son of Bichri. So he passed all the tribes of Israel to Beth Makam and all the Besharite, and assembled and followed him in. Assembled and followed him in. Okay, let's go back again. And Sheba passed through all the tribes of Israel to Abel of Beth Makkah and all the Bishrites as assembled and followed him. So as he was walking, everyone was following him. So he was basically gathering crowds as he he was going. Like, yeah. And all the men who were with Job came and besieged him in Abel Beth Makkah. They cast upon a mound against the city, and it stood against the rampart, and they were all battering the wall to throw it down. So all these people, imagine a mob, like a crazy big mob looking for one person, and then they see that okay, he's over that wall, and now they start wanting to break the wall. They start hitting it to break it down. Then a wise woman called from the city, listen, listen, tell Job come here that I may speak to you. So I always wondered, why are most of the women called wise women? It is, yeah, of course, what they do. Like in this case, this woman, you can see her wisdom. So yeah, let's go. As he came, like, cause she, remember, she called Job over. As he came near her, the woman said to, are you Job? He answered, I am. Then she said to him, listen to the words of your servant. And he answered, I am listening. This bloodthirsty man was trying to break down the wall, and then this woman comes and is like, listen, listen, I need to speak to Job. And then Job comes over, like, to confirm identity. Are you Job? I'm pretty sure she knows he is Job, but like, yeah, are you Job? He's like, yeah, yeah, I am. And then then she said to him, listen to me. Then she said, they used to say in former times, let them but ask counsel of at Abel, and so they settled matters. So basically, ask the wise Abel. So let them ask counsel at Abel. Abel maybe had the wise people, and this is also where this woman is coming from. So there is a say where that says, I mean, in this, obviously in this chapter, that basically the people of Abel are wise. So ask counsel, they they will be able to help you. So they settled the matter. So basically, by asking the counsel of the people of Abel, the matter was settled. They were wise. And the woman now continues to say, I am one of those who are peaceable and faithful in Israel. You seek to destroy a city that is a mother in Israel. Why will you swallow up the heritage of the Lord? Good question, Job. So the woman, yeah, now she's saying, like, yeah, I am one of those who, like, when people come to ask for counsel, I am one of the people that help them. So my question to you, Job, is why are you trying to destroy the heritage of the Lord? This city was given to us by the Lord. Why are you trying to destroy it? Good question. Job answered, Far be it from me, far be it that I should swallow up or destroy. So according to Job, what the people are doing to the wall is not destroying it. He's just chilling there like, no, I'm not trying to destroy anything. Far be it from me. I'm not trying to destroy anything. It's kind of giving someone who had been in power for quite some time, and now there is no accountability for what they do. They decide what is the truth and what is not. So he is his own standard of truth and reality. Mind you, everyone is watching what these men are doing and on Job's authority. Because if he didn't approve of the actions that the men were doing, destroying the wall, he would have stopped them. But because he wants Sheba destroyed, he's like just going along with it. But then when someone calls them out, he's like, no, that's not me. I'm not trying to destroy the city. Verse 21. That is not true. But a man on the hill country of Ephraim, called Sheba the son of Bichri, has lifted up his hand against the king. Give him up alone, and I will withdraw from the city. And the woman said, okay, before we go on. So just 2 minutes ago you said that's not what you were doing. But now you're trying to negotiate, like, okay, so it's not what I'm doing, but there is a man who's trying to destroy the king. So if you give him up, I will leave you alone. So in a way, he is kind of admitting that he was doing something, but in in his stubbornness, he's never going to just come out and say, yeah, I was trying to destroy, oh sorry. He's just going to say, no, no. But if you give him over, then none of this will happen. In a way, that is also confirmation. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, verse 21 again. That is not true, but a man of the hill country of Ephraim, called Sheba the son of Bichri, has lifted up his hand against the King David. Give him up alone, and I will withdraw from the city. So he's basically saying that I only want him. Everyone else I don't really want. I just want this one who is who has raised his hand up against the king. And the woman said to Job, behold, his head shall be thrown to you over the wall. Like, see how decisive. You can see that truly she is wise. Because he's like, okay, I'm listening. Listen, Linda, listen. His head will be thrown over the wall. That will be your proof. You will see that he was taken care of. Then the woman went to all the people in her wisdom. So using her wisdom, she went and did some research, and they cut off the head of Sheba the son of Bichri and threw it out to Job. And I mean, when you have the whole community working with you, it is easier to get the job done. So they got the men, and they unalived him. They threw his head to Job. So he blew the trumpet. Job blew the trumpet, and they dispersed from the city, every man to his home, and Job returned to Jerusalem to the king. So all this hoo-ha is now done. All done. Everything done, clear, and as if as if nothing happened. So yeah. Due to the woman's wisdom, a lot was spared, and because of her, the city has another chance. And yeah, it is truly her wisdom that led us to. Yeah, it also saved Job of more I don't know, like, yeah, because had he destroyed the city just for one man, David probably would also have been upset, like, you are causing so much harm for one man. Wasn't there an easier way to deal with it? So, like, I mean, it makes sense, but yeah. Anyway, so now after they've seen the head, everyone goes back to the town, and Job returned to the king. And now Job was in command of all the army of Israel. Job got his job back. Yeah. And Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was in command of the Cherethite and Pelethite. And so these are the people that, some of the people that Amazah was in charge of. So now everyone goes back, and now Job has his job back. And yeah, and Arodan was in charge of the forced labor, and Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was the recorder, so recording everything. And Sheba was secretary, and Zadok and Abiathar were priest. So yeah, and Ira Jairite was also David's priest. So now it's the three priests. Ira Jairite, Abiathar, and Zadok were the three priests. So I wonder how David felt or reacted when he found out that Job killed Amasa. He was probably pissed, annoyed, and just tired, hurtful with this man. But that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's learn to communicate, and we are all in this world together, and we cannot expect every good thing to come to us while it's not going to other people. We are all the children of God, and we are all the same under his eye. So jealousy, let us not be controlled by our emotions. There's a scripture, I don't remember it, but yeah, we are not supposed to be controlled by emotions, but okay, let's be wise in the decisions that we make, because everyone that you see was also loved and created out of love. So while you are not getting something that you desire, something they also worked hard for, how about you improve on yourself instead of now taking their lives over something that is not yours or you still did not qualify for? I mean, why do you see it as, "Ah, that's mine," instead of seeing it as, ooh, -1? Now you got your blessing. I'm much closer to getting mine. I know we are not that all patient. I know. Like, I'm also working on my patience, and thank the Lord Jesus Christ that He is helping me, because all of this is hard. All of this is hard. But through God, as you submit your desires and your will to Him, He truly, truly guides you through anything and everything. So whatever you are feeling, anger, hurt, jealousy, disappointment, whatever you are feeling, submit it to Christ, and He will help you through. He will walk with you. He makes the crooked places straight, as Isaiah said. So let's not hold on to things that are here today and gone tomorrow, but let's hold on to Christ, as He is eternal. And you also want to be eternal, to eternally in His presence, of course. But if you hold on to things that distance you from his presence, from Yahweh's presence, then you are ruining your life. Let's learn to let go and give it all to God. And honestly, He is the author and founder of our lives and of everything else. So it's not worth what you are going through. Give it to Him, and you will see how He can help you through it all. So that's my prayer for you guys today, and I pray that you may uh, get a clearer perspective of how Christ sees you, instead of seeing yourself through the eyes of hatred, jealousy, of not being enough, but see how Christ sees you. He died for you, for goodness sake. So He wouldn't die for ends, but He died for you because He found you worth all of this pain. He did all of that just so He can have a relationship with you. So how about we let go and give it all to Him, and then He can help us through it all? Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. We serve a living God. Yahweh is here with us, and every day is a testimony of His presence. So let's lean on Him more than we lean on our own understanding. I love you guys. and see you all next time. Have a great day. Have a great week. Bye bye.